the explosion that happened in Kano some days back, which was highly denied by the police that it wasn't an explosive that went off, saying that it was a gas cylinder from a nearby shop. And a very close look at the incident showed that there was no destruction in the property, where it was claimed that they sold cylinders, or they sold gas, compared to, when you compare that to where the building that was being affected, where there were, lots of casualties, was. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Serious Matters on ONIF TV. My name is Olukunle Abraham, and here we come with the police coming out to say that no, it's no more gas cylinder explosion. It was an IED. Well, the Kano State Police Command has confirmed that last Tuesday's explosion that rocked Kano was from improvised explosive devices, IED, and not gas cylinders, as earlier claimed, even as 2 suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident. What I would say at this point, before I go on, is that I feel because of the sensitiveness of certain situations, it's always good that security officials, before coming out with a statement, would actually have done their assignments before coming out. It shows when you now come back to say that, oh, it's no more that way, it's now this way, it's now the way people said it was. It was other news. We were the ones saying that it was an explosive, and the police kept saying that it was gas cylinder that went off. Now it shows some level, a very high level of unprofessionalism with what they do. So I know that the police is trying to do their job, they're doing their job, but then I feel that before any statement is made, it's better you are quiet about something than for them to come out and say, oh, this is it, and it is actually not, and the people are claiming that this is what went off. Even if you want to look at it closely, you discover, you agree with me that the people were there before the police came in. The people were there, they knew what happened. So these developments followed an outcome of investigations by the explosive, ordnance disposal, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear defense, the EOD, the CBRN, and operations POF other. Also, names of the victims who lost their lives in the explosion and whose bodies were recovered, and names released by the police were AGK Vincent, a welder, Michael Adejo, chemical seller, Musa Kala, a tea seller, and Christiana Abosede and Mary. Others were Austin Dada, Madam Owoleke, Omo Ben, and Bose Oladapo. Kano State Police Command, in a statement through its public relation officer, PRO, Aruna Kiyama, informed the preliminary investigation revealed that among the 9 victims of the explosion, 1 of them dealt in illicit storage of toxic chemicals and other hazardous materials, which could have resulted in an explosion. It could have resulted in an explosion. There are chemicals that could go off, if not properly kept, if kept under the temperature that they are not supposed to be kept, and all of that. So chemicals could go off on their own. Now, he was later identified as Michael Adejo, who is now late. Items recovered at the scene include 5 bottles of different brands of acidic liquid, 3 bags of potassium substance, and 1 jerry can of mixed chemicals, 6.5 cartons of snuff, which is tobacco, and 5 drums of polymer chemical. Now, technical investigation conducted by the Command's Explosive Ordnance, Disposal Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear Defense, EOD, CBRN, revealed that the explosion is suspected to have, occurred as a result of mixed chemical gas reaction, which I mentioned earlier on. That could have been the cause of the explosion. So it's outrightly not a cylinder or a gas cylinder that went off, in an explosion. It could have been a reaction as a result of these chemicals that were caused together, which have been exposed to heat. As a result of exposure to heat, could cause, a chemical reaction, and of course go up in an explosion, such as fire, spark, and increase in pressure resulting in combustion, shock waves creating an explosion, which can have shattering effects, which of course is what we saw happen. And of course, unfortunately, lives were lost. Meanwhile, arrests have been made linking one of the collapsed shop with dealings in sales of illicit toxic chemical substances and combustible materials suspected to be used for making IED. Evidence of purchase was also recovered and investigation of in progress. The police stated. In a similar development, another possible attack has been averted as the police impounded the vehicle conveying IED into Kano. In another development on Thursday, following an intelligence report that a Mercedes-Benz motor vehicle, ash in color with suspected sophisticated IEDs, was coming from Jigawa State to Kano State. The Commissioner of Police, of Kano State Command, CP Samale Shaibu Diko, immediately raised the crack team comprising explosive ordnance disposal and all their sister agencies to get to look into the situation before they made the arrest. At about 16:30 hours of the same date, following a hot chase, the suspects abandoned the motor vehicle at Bubugage quarters. They abandoned the vehicle at that point in that at Kumboso local government area of Kano State. The technical search conducted by the team revealed that the motor vehicle was fully loaded with IED materials, 2 rifles, 4 magazines, and 1,098 live ammunitions, and 2 pistol magazines were also recovered, and investigation has commenced into that. Well, thanks to the police for doing the job very well. Thanks to the Commissioner of Police for looking into that particular situation. Well, the Commissioner of Police of Kano State, CP Diko, thanked the Kano State government, the people of the state, sister security agencies, traditional rulers, religious leaders, members of the public, community relations committees, all civil societies and stakeholders for their prayers, their encouragement, and continuous support and cooperation. He urged residents to continue praying for the state, the nation, be vigilant and report any suspicious persons. You must come to that point in Nigeria. We have come to that point in Nigeria where you cannot shut up when you see something. When you see something, you should say something. When you see something, you should say something, because you might just be a victim of what you saw and you did not say something about. Well, he urged residents that we should be very, very vigilant. Be suspicious of items. See somebody moving something, talk to somebody about it. See somebody doing something, there's no way anyone who is involved in illegitimate things will always be suspicious. You can always know, you can always see them, you will always know them when you see them. They cannot just be balanced. And that's the truth. And so when there are movements of items or incidences you must report to the nearest police station, or not take loss into your hand. Round the clock visibility patrol and raids of criminal hideouts and black spots will continue throughout the state, as the command will sustain the ongoing Operation Puff Adder that has been yielding positive results. So far so good. Well, that is an update with respect to the explosion that happened in Kano last week Tuesday. We're thankful to the police for coming to this conclusion and of course getting to know what led to that. And of course, I believe that the necessary steps will be taken to avoid such things. And also, let's advise people who sell chemicals, if you stay around such people, of course, you should also let them know that what they're doing is, we need some of these chemicals. Yes, we need them to make our soap, we need them to produce some of these things, but then there are chemicals that need the required temperature for them to be safe, for people who are around them to be safe. And so those people who deal in such businesses should do them under the right and conducive atmosphere. Well, it's good that we're having this development all the way from Kano, and so we hope that such incidences will be forestalled in coming times, and of course we will not have we will not need to have such casualties as have been recorded during this particular incident. Thank you very much for watching, and of course the platform is open for you to drop your comment, make them simple and civil, and also please do share our videos with others, share with others, and let others see what we do here. Of course, we'll come back to you with updates. Let's go into politics from here. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Olukunle Abraham. I will see you again. Bye-bye.